So tell me a little bit about yourself and your involvement with HPDC.
So I am the specifications manager at Bora Architects, and I was involved in a project we were doing, work we were doing with a client that was trying to be red list free. And this was in the early days when they were using a spreadsheet and kind of a old system of trying to figure this out. And we were trying to help them through that process, and we struggling with getting the information, and really throughout my career in trying to work on projects that were more sustainable, I've always just sort of felt like, just give me the information, and I will be able to figure out whether I think that's a sustainable product or not, or and all kinds of information from material content to location of manufacture and embodied energy and all those kind of things. And so the HPD idea came along as sort of as I was already working on this other kind of work with this other client, and I just happenstance met with somebody that knew that was going on, and she was like, "You really should be involved with this." Matter of fact, that's the person I was talking to when you came and got me before. You really should be involved in this effort that's going on with the HPD, and this was kind of at the very beginning of it. And so I got involved and got on the steering committee of the working group that was developing the standard, and eventually ended up on the founding board, and now am the chair of the technical committee for the HPD Collaborative. Yeah.
So you've been there pretty much since the start.
Yep.
So having seen it over the past 5 years, what do you feel are some of the greatest achievements that they've been able to achieve?
I think I'd have to say the single biggest achievement is just that transparency has become almost a norm in the industry, and just a given. Everybody understands that's the way where the industry is headed, that we're not, architects and owners are not going to stop asking for this information. The manufacturers have all sort of, most of them have really grasped the value of the information, not only to give us what we're asking for, but also for themselves to learn about their products and make their products better. And I think just the momentum in getting us towards a building industry with healthy materials as a common thing it's started, and it's it's going. It's not it's not going to stop. I think, and I think that that just you couldn't have said that 5 years ago. You just it was we weren't anywhere on this. And I mean, even as much as we still have left to learn, and as young as this effort is, it's clear that it's moving and forward.
So having seen it from the beginning, and as you mentioned, there's still a long way to go, what's your vision for the next 5 years in terms of transparency and material health in the building industry?
So I think the next steps are, now we've got manufacturers providing this information, on a steadily growing trajectory. I think the next big steps are for us to figure out how to translate the information into actionable information that each individual project can use to help them select products in the marketplace. I think the data that we're collecting in HPDs is, to most architects who aren't chemists and aren't, scientists, it's pretty overwhelming in some respects. And so we need these sort of other groups to come in, like Cradle and some of the other groups that come in and do the next bit of analysis on that data and help people make decisions about the products for projects.
Do you see any challenges that you might face over the next 5 years in terms of reaching that vision?
I think the challenges are just who's going to step up and do this, and who's going to step up and do it in a way that is it's done for enough products. So I think the growth is there. I think, and I feel the trajectory is inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's just we need, for every product type, we need 3 products that meet the requirements. We need, so that we can specify and get competition for our projects. So, we need somebody to step in and do this faster, so that we can get more products that we can know what the ingredients are in them, and then also know that they're being optimized for health.
So if somebody came to you and they were an organization thinking of joining HPDC, why would you tell them that now is the important time? Now is the time to really take the chance and join?
Well, a few things. I think one is that the organization has never been stronger. I mean, with Wendy's leadership, it's really become a professional organization. We put in place really robust programs that we always had in mind we wanted to have, like the third-party verification program, the repository where anybody can go find an HPD, very simply and search, and other educational programs and things like that. And we're really starting from the technical aspect. We're really starting to dig into the sort of meaty issues that we've sort of honestly have punted, like special conditions, like recycled content and biological materials and geological materials. Where up until now we didn't really know how to deal with those on an HPD because they don't have CAS numbers and they don't fit into the same process that most chemical ingredients do. And now we're really started to dig into those, and we're going to be having some information about that really soon available on our website on how to deal with those things. So one is just that this organization has matured to a point where it's the best program for material content and screening disclosure. And the other is that there's still a lot of work to do. So it's an exciting time to be a part of shaping it for the future. And one of the big benefits for users is to be part of that effort. It's a user-driven organization. We work collaboratively with manufacturers and with other ecosystem partners, but it's primarily, this was something that users asked for, and so users are driving the development, and so we're really looking for more of them to help us shape the future of what an HPD is.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
I really appreciate it.
Sure.